Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Happy Saturday to one and all. Today is Saturday, April the 2nd, and I'm so glad you all are here. Okay, let's see. Who are the people in the neighborhood? Who are the people in the neighborhood? In the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. Oh, Miranda Rios is a person in my neighborhood. She's a person that I meet when I'm walking down the street. She's a person that I meet each day. One more time. Church Nellie is a lush in I'm a person. A sobriety person in my neighborhood, in my neighborhood, in my neighborhood. Oh, Church Nellie is a person of sobriety in my neighborhood. Anyway, meanwhile, at the Bat Cave, meanwhile, back at the Bat Cave, uh, uh, um. Oh boy. Okay, it's Saturday, and I'm sipping some very strong coffee. But let's get into a little tea. Now, yesterday I did everything I could to stay as positive as possible about the Sussexes. Although today I find myself very frustrated because of this need to create a false equivalency between Prince Harry and the Queen's wayward son. I believe someone referred to him earlier as a ne'er do well, which is nice, but I don't know what that is. Um, I remember they used to say, drop the blade, babe, and put some nair there. But then again, I am a baby boomer, so I remember a lot of that weird stuff like that. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? I'll say hello to a few more people. Oh, let me take that away until I absolutely need it. Right then. Okay. Um Oh my goodness. Okay. So anyway, I'm just having some fun, y'all. Just having some fun. Let's put Harry up there for a little bit. Okay. So right. Let me say hi to a couple people before I get started. Uh oh, nice. I'm sorry. Did I miss that? Okay, there it is. Hello from UK South End on the Sea. Nice. Righteous. Nice. This is the first time I've seen that name here. Hello, Lucy Wynn, Pamela Porter, Elaine Parker, Gwendolyn Daniels, Zenobia Wood, Anna Espinoza, Joan Commonwealther, uh, Joyce Bolt, Gina Succi. Who else? Berta Sanchez, nice. Sheila Watson and Elaine Parker. That's it already. Bear Bear. I don't judge. Bear Bear. Uh, Robin Rogers, V. Thomas, Rosa Roberts, Lynn. Oh, my twisted mind. Joseph Burnham and Carolyn Sowers, Herndon Davis, B. Thomas, hi, Kate Herrera. And where is Connie Balmer? I saw Connie earlier. I'm sorry, I didn't say. There we go. Hi, Connie Balmer. Okay. Mandy Thrall. I am enthralled with you, Mandy. Felicia Mosley. I'm sorry, Fancilia Mosley. Okay, Marshar. Okay, plenty enough people here. Let's get started. So here is the reason why I am very, very, very frustrated. Because they try to create a false equivalency between this person who has seemed to upset the apple cart, if you will. Um, as you can see there, pays up. And then the other one says, Mom fixed it for me, right? And of course, um, he's decked out like a character from, the recent history of the UK, known for his indiscretions, if you will. I'm trying to, even though I'm probably going to lose my monetization for this video, I'm just going to try to avoid saying his name. So when I say he and his, it's not because he's non-binary. It's because I'm trying to avoid the grief that comes with it. Is something about saying his name that causes a lot of grief for people. Hi, Sean. Thank you so much for the super chat. Did you look at Edward's picture? His shoes had one hell of a heel on it. Zoom in like I did. Supermodel worked. Okay, I'm going to bite. I'm going to take a look. I can't promise that there's anything there, but let's see what you're talking about. Now, is this the one you're speaking of? Let me see. Okay, it looks like he's wearing a bit of a platform. I haven't seen anything like it since Prince. I am so sorry, Sean. I seem to have you fascinated and fixated with Edwina's supermodel maxi coat. But I do apologize for that. I think I'm having a bad influence on some of you all. But thank you. But I did not notice the heel. To be fair, I have not noticed the heel until now. But thank you for pointing it out. But yeah, it does appear that Edwina is wearing a bit of a lift. I just noticed that thanks to you. I tell you that the squatties have very sharp eyes. So okay, let's see. One more. A bit is not a word. He is on his toes. Okay, and Pamela Porter said, "Okay, Baron, I love Prince, and he could seriously work those heels." Yeah, anytime a man with big, loose, curly hair, um, a full face of makeup, um, s- almost stiletto-like heels, tight pants. Anytime a man like that can easily take a woman from another man. We're talking about Prince the singer, by the way. You know that is somebody with a heck of a mojo going on. You can't take that away from him. Despite his rather delicate appearance, he Prince was able to pull him, as they say. Baron, I like tracks like You Attract Us. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Joan Garcia. So yes, so there's a false equivalency. Before I get off track there's a false equivalency with the behaviors of this guy and Prince Harry. Prince Harry is merely trying to save his family from being mistreated by a family that loves to mistreat people within their own ranks if they do not, how do I say it, follow, I guess, follow the lead of other people, such as I'm trying to put this delicately. In other words, if you are not, um, I guess, devious and subject to suggestion as some of the other members of the family, then you're asking for it. Does that sound okay? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to put it in as delicate a way as possible. In other words, you have to follow the family firm. You have to follow the rules. It doesn't matter if you're more talented, more likable, more naturally at ease, more naturally charismatic. None of that matters how talented you are. If you are not born first, then you don't matter. You are just there for um to uplift the other one, right? So that has always been the problem with Edward. Edward has always been more outgoing, but Edward is just simply not a nice person. And much like Margaret before him, there seemed to be that lagging indicator of decency when it comes to his behavior. People just don't like him. He's always been considered arrogant and a bit of a rogue compared to most members of the family. So they did pay up. I'm going to go through these very fast and try to make my point, and then we can talk about it. But this is the person that the palace chooses to protect. They decide they would rather protect him instead of Prince Harry, who had done a lot of heavy lifting for the family, someone who has gone a lot of places where others chose not to go, or others were just plain too lazy and full of themselves to go. So Harry would actually have been called upon on several occasions. Will you go here or will you go there? And naturally, being a team player, Harry was like, okay. And so, if I recall, Oprah asked Harry, she said, "Are you able to say no?" And Harry said, "When the car rolls up and when they say that it's time to go, you just go." He said, "It doesn't seem to be much of a choice." And I understand what he means by that because out of that sense of duty for his grandmother, he was encouraged to just toe the line. He didn't know any other life. But this person right here, also born of that same system, doesn't seem to have a sense of decency or fair play. And therefore, he has repeatedly gone to the dark side. But yet, as he is reported to be the queen's favorite, they over and over again seem to have accepted him as well, not they, but the queen seems to pull him back in rather than allow Charles to push him, away for good. Um, right down to, I believe the queen even intervened to make sure Beatrice and Eugenie were made royal princesses, even though I believe in the line of succession that that wasn't supposed to be the case until I think if and when the queen passed away or whatever. Well, not if, of course, she's going to die at some point, but I believe that they were supposed to wait, but the queen decided to intervene and make them royal princesses anyway. Okay, so they're out and he's in. So that was from 2020. They made it very clear in January of 2020. And when I say they, I do mean the tabloids because they really do seem to speak for the royal family. They seem to be the mouthpiece for the royal family, and so therefore, um, they're out. He's in. Whatever. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, there you have it. It was reported that the Queen, okay, the public outrage rather, as Prince Andrew will attend Prince Philip's service after the scandal, right? Well, and then there you have it. Prince William accompanies the Queen to Philip's memorial. That wasn't supposed to happen. Yes, he was going to accompany her there, but no, he wasn't supposed to actually have been seen walking his mother down the aisle. The Dean of Westminster was supposed to do that job. And so at the last minute, they said the Queen insists. I believe that Andrew had been working on this rehabilitation of his character for quite some time, and that he being there visiting her every day at Windsor, as he lives right there on the property, gave him plenty access. Oh, yes, we're going to get to that. Oh, yes, we're going to get to that. The £750,000 or $1 million, I believe, is what it is in U.S. money. Yep, we're going to get to that. I'm just warming up. What is that? V Cobb? V Cobb real? Well, you're going to get to that. I'm just warming up. I'm getting your mouth ready for it because we are going to sip a little tea as we talk about this weird situation. And I'll just say it right now. I think I think that there is a certain punishment from the tabloids because, for whatever reason, the tabloids, the people that seem to tell the family what is expected, otherwise, we are going to give you really bad press. The tabloids seem to be in a position right now where they are trying to punish Andrew. It seems as though he's being punished for what happened here at Westminster Abbey. Have you guys noticed that, or does it seem like ever since I know that as it says here, um, public outrage as Prince Andrew will attend Philip's service, right? We all knew that there was these quote unquote public outrage. We all know that it was going to make things very difficult. But just like the tabloids, nobody realized it's not just that he walked her down the aisle, but he was front and center. He literally sat on the aisle seat. He sat on the aisle seat. And while this is happening, over and over again, even the day of this ceremony, they were still making a big fuss about the fact that Harry's not there. There's no equivalency here. This is the only reason why I'm outraged about it. This is the only reason why I'm speaking about it now, is because I'm sick of it. Do you hear me? I'm just sick. I'm sick of it. There is no equivalency here. Harry not going because of security reasons. And you know what? Uh, I'm trying to think. Who was I listening to that pointed this out? Was it Celibici? I was listening to someone, and they said that if Harry would have gone to this ceremony, then the talking point would have been, aha, see there? If you feel safe enough to go to Philip's third, fourth, fifth, or sixth funeral, then you are safe enough to bring your family here at any given time, and therefore this whole security thing doesn't add up. So again, if you didn't follow that, if Harry would have gone to this, Philip's funeral 5.0 or whatever it is, if Harry would have gone to this funeral, this memorial, this life celebration, then that would have totally dismissed any type of claim that he had that he was somehow unsafe and that his family would be unsafe in the United Kingdom because, after all, if they could have pressured him, if they could have somehow coerced him or shamed him into going to this ceremony, then that would have meant that Prince Harry was just fabricating the whole thing And as they accused him, and of course, by default, the Duchess of Sussex, for being married to him, that they were being childish and petulant. That has been the talking point for the past 2 weeks. And then it went into a fever pitch of a talking point the closer they got to this ceremony. Okay. So Elaine Parker says, Baron, no, Beatrice and Eugenie were given the titles in their own right. As it passed through the male line, Edward refused the title for princess and prince. Okay, so Eddie refused it. And of course, I believe it was Afro Annie who also refused the titles for her children. Is that correct, Elaine Parker? But I thought for sure this was one of those situations where the queen intervened, but I'm probably wrong about it. You probably know better than I do. But I believe that it was some form of intervention, but okay, maybe not. But I also believe that the queen was trying to do the same for Princess Anne, and she said nope, she didn't want any titles for her children. She didn't want them part of this system. So she wanted to give the kids that option. So, but thank you for that. All right. Hi, squaddies and Mod Squad. Happy Saturday. Can't concentrate because taking care of grandson today and in charge of potty training. Well, Clara, let me just be the first to say, I hope everything comes out okay. Take that any way you like it. I hope everything comes out okay. Baron, the tabloids are going all in. The last time the Queen was called out was after Diana's death 25 years ago. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, they are not being as directly critical of the Queen as one would expect, but they are going there, which is surprising. Um, because as you know, uh, Philip just died and the Queen is 95, and before that it was Philip's 94 and the well, I'm sorry, the Queen is 90. What was it, 94, and Philip's in hospital or something like that. Yeah, I think it was the Queen is 94 and Philip's in hospital, and then it was the Queen is 95 and Philip just died. So there's always some way of weaponizing her age. Of course there is. Let me see. All fairness, he is positioned after Anne. They mix the family and the firm, which makes it complicated. Well, I mean, that's the queen's son. That's what we keep hearing is that that's her favorite son. Good afternoon from sunny but little chilly London, UK. Baron, that press runs their country as well as I mean, as we all can see. Yeah, and I was going to make a point about that very soon. Um, okay, allowing shamed prince to escort the queen was a colossal mistake. My take on using a memorial service to rehabilitate a shunned royal. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And she seemed to be rather delighted by the whole thing. Now, the family was reportedly outraged, but look at where they're at. It is the, what is that, the north entrance, the south entrance, to whatever entrance it is. It's not down the main aisle or the nave of the church. They are at a side entrance, right? And so the aisle is much shorter, easier for the queen to navigate, and they could have placed this buffoon any place, but he has a seat front and center. There was no reason to put him up front, but they decided to not put him with the rest of the senior royals, but they put him up front and center. I don't really understand why Edwina is sitting on that side. I think there may have been a bit of how do I put it, um, I think that they were just kind of playing with the optics of things. I don't think that there was a mistake that I would I mean, I'm assuming Edward is still a senior royal. Why is Edward on that side of the aisle instead of on the other side of the aisle where he would usually sit with Ford Fiesta. I didn't understand that. You got him on this side, and then on the other side, you have the rest of the senior royals. That seemed improper to me. I was rather, you know, shocked by that because it just didn't seem like it was, a proper seating arrangement. Yeah, Connie Bomber, we are all sick of it. Let me see. I had a party for mom with a few relatives and friends. She had a great time. She's still missing dad, who passed away in 2018, wishing he was here to celebrate her milestone. That's right. She turned 80, right? They are eternally obsessed with Prince Harry to keep him fitted in their crooked diabolical mold, right? Mold. Okay. Let me share something here if I can. I'm going to try to bring up a photo I want to share. Hopefully this will explain the reason why I'm a bit confused by the seating arrangement. But I think the seating arrangement was designed to oh, that's a good one there, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Hmm. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Hmm. Okay, it doesn't. Oh no, that's not the one. Sorry, still looking. Give me just a second here because I'm trying to make a point. But nope, not yet. In the meantime, I'm still a newbie anyway, still like him. Oh, Marianne, okay. Who's that? Okay. Bright Eyes PBMJ says it looks like they were seated in age order, optics stink, but what do you expect? Huh. I don't know. But they're usually on one side though. But then okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking I saw something differently. Oh, that's the photo I'm looking for. That's the one. And it doesn't confirm what I thought, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I'll bring it up anyway, and we can all look at it and talk about it and see if what I'm thinking makes sense. I'm just used to Edward being on the side with the queen. That's all. So there you have it. Um, you can see the sister back there with the afro puffs. I'm pretty sure that the lady in red back there is not a member of the family. And Charles and Camilla is seated as if they were the Queen and Philip. And then, of course, there's Willie and Kate. There's Princess Alexandra. And then after that, where's the rest of the royals? Where is okay? Ford Fiesta was in New York, and for whatever reason, the Count of Wessex um, Edwina didn't show up. So yeah, okay. So this one does invalidate what I was trying to say, but I'm just used to the whole family on one side of the aisle, not flanked across the split in the aisles on either side. That's the point that I'm trying to make. But if that doesn't make sense, I mean, if I got that wrong, then okay. But I was pretty sure that they were usually seated on one side. I've never seen that kind of split before where you would have a senior royal seated across. Even if they were seated by age, that still doesn't make sense unless they were trying to put Andrew up front next to his brother deliberately to make some type of case. Okay, I have another super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much for that, Sean. The family knew because security have to be briefed them about everything, so they knew who was going to sit next to her. They have to pretend the fam was outraged, but they were really pleased. You know, they don't look outraged to me, Sean. Thank you for the super sticker and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But they don't look outraged to me. The tabloids said they were outraged, but they don't seem to be. When they walked in, it seems as though everybody was singing from the same hymn book, metaphorically and, more precisely, they were all singing from the same hymn book. And look at there. They don't look like they're, clutching their pearls. I don't see the outrage. I really don't see it. Oh boy, you guys are coming in with a lot of comments. Let me scroll. They had to add chocolate flavor third row. Uh, well, I pity the fool who had to sit behind those Afro puffs because I'm pretty sure well, look at that. I mean, there's a whole entire adult man that has disappeared behind her Afro puffs. That's even bigger than Camilla's hat, and Camilla's hat is usually huge. So they wanted to make sure that we all knew that there was a woman of color close to the front. And then, of course, there's the other guy there on the yeah, I mean, there's one, two, three people of African descent, looks like an Asian guy. So yeah, they wanted to make sure that the people of color were up front and center. Okay, so anyway, let me try to get to a few more of these comments. Okay, Lily Belgrand says, Baron, the tabloids, media, royal rodents are mad that Harry didn't turn up. They wanted to tarnish Harry's image and damage his brand by putting him next to Andrew. Yes, yes. And that's why I don't think that even if it was by, I think they always sit by rank, not by age. They usually are seated by rank. Age has nothing to do with it. It's rank. And if the rank comes from the age, Harry would have outranked what's his name? Edward. So he would have actually have I mean they weren't supposed to have been seated next to each other, but I just kind of believe that they would have made sure that that would have happened. Hel- Hello, Nathan. Good morning. Welcome to Royal Sussex. And I see Mo Shannon is here. You might not see outrage because that family has for a long time now been experts at keeping up appearances. Very true. Ooh, a troll. That's interesting. Okay. Camilla loves to cosplay Diana's millinery style. Her face needs to be hidden. Does anyone want to see that woman's face framed by a fascinator? Harlan Baker, um, thank you for becoming a new member of Royal Sussex. All right. Oh, thank you very much, Nathan. Nathan, if you guys remember, Nathan interviewed me for the Royal Sussex, and Nathan is not exactly a squatty. He's a squatty sympathizer. His first love is music, and he if you are referring to the Duchess of Cornwall, that, of course, is the Duchess of Cornwall. I have nothing but the highest regard and respect for her, and I would never compare her to a turkey. Now, yes, there are occasions when I have compared her to a silky chicken, which is what that breed of bird or fowl is called, but never a turkey. I wouldn't I mean, I have referred to her as a Rottweiler, um, and even a Lipizzaner stallion when she was dancing, but I wouldn't dare call her a turkey. I can see you all just want to get messy today. I am trying to maintain a certain level of decorum with this what is this? Oh yeah, with this what I'm doing here today. And You all are trying to pull the messiness out of me, but I'm not going to bite. You hear? I'm just not going to bite. I have nothing but the greatest respect for Camilla, as you can see here, wearing that beautiful tiara. I have nothing but the greatest respect for her. Thank you, Brenda Timbo, for the super sticker. And happy Saturday to you. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so oh my goodness, I haven't used that one in a while, but so I'm not going to bore you all with all this right here, but as you remember, these are this is how I mean the tabloids freaked out. I couldn't believe it. Andrew's royal cold shoulder. Why is he front and center? I mean, they lost it. I mean, you guys, they lost it. I had never seen them. Black Queen, thank you for the super sticker. Happy Saturday to you, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But they literally lost it. They were beside themselves. The pain and the stain. Now the Guardian, of course, they weren't as vicious, but Royal Dismay at let me see, I gotta do that so I can actually see it. Royal's dismay at Andrew's role in Philip's service. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't see this coming. I mean, I knew that the family was supposedly upset, right? I knew that some people would be upset, but that the tabloids would actually lose it like this, I didn't see this coming at all. I just didn't see it coming. I thought that it would just blow over in about a week. Now all of a sudden they're talking about him taking money from some Turkish millionaire for his daughter's wedding, and I mean it's like this is the type of vitriol that I thought they had reserved for Prince Harry, which is a good thing he didn't go, even though they are still trying to drum up some kind of outrage about it. But it just goes to show that the Duke of Sussex is always a step ahead of that organization because what they had planned for him was probably 10 times worse than what was planned for, or actually what is happening to Andrew right now. Now that you mention it, don't I think there should be an age limit on princess titles? I mean, I will admit it's rather odd to refer to someone who doesn't see a traditional doctor. I mean, anytime something happens, it's true she goes to see a paleontologist and um, a forensic archaeologist. That's true. But it doesn't mean that she's too old to have a princess title. It's, she's a princess. She's a royal princess. So just because just because the last time she saw a doctor, his last name was Leaky, Dr. Leaky, or whatever that that archaeologist. Just because her last doctor was Dr. Leaky does not mean that she's too old to be a princess. So you all are just going to make me be shady today. I'm trying to make a point, and you all just keep bringing out the shadiness. I was going to get to that later, but so anyway, blah blah blah. Robert Jobson said that it was the Queen's decision. The vitriol against the Queen, the vitriol against Her Majesty the Queen is awful. I am not backing Andrew, but and he has a big one. But it was the Queen's call. Whatever. Um, and then of course the other thing was as a surprise, they did mention the fact that Rose was there. It was bring your side piece to the service day with Rose and Penny Nutbush or whatever her name is. It was a day for the side pieces. So I hadn't seen that many side pieces since I went to Popeye's Chicken last week. I mean, it was just side pieces everywhere. Carol Purdue, thank you for the super sticker and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Saturday to you. Okay. Um, overruled William and Charles by saying it was her wish and final decision for Prince Andrew. So, I think that the Queen is working very hard so that Andrew, who has been working on her for months, will be able to attend the Platinum Jubilee. I mean, let's face it, he's over there every day. They says that he sees his mother on a daily basis. He's the one that is closest to her. I mean, Charles barely had a chance to go over there and see her when she, mysteriously decided to make Camilla queen consort. Charles probably had to make an appointment to see his mother because she was busy with Andrew. Yeah, Andrew. So, yeah, but otherwise, the queen mostly sees Andrew day after day, and so it is that's he's working on it. He will be at the Platinum Jubilee, and he is going to have a very prominent position at the Platinum Jubilee. I'm just going to make that prediction. The tabloids are working hard to prevent that from happening, and maybe they are being briefed by Charles and William, who sees this as a potential disaster for the firm. Obviously, they're briefing against this guy. Oh, good God. You see that face? Obviously, they are briefing against him. They are obviously briefing against him. The uh, royal family has been known to plot against one another. Like, for instance, the Chambridges in the Caribbean. Charles was somewhere dancing and hoofing it up, him and his emotional support, Camilla. And while they were away dancing and being treated very well, they all of a sudden the Caribbean tour went south, and Charles and Camilla seemed like the nicest people in the world. That was not by accident. I think Charles kind of let that happen. Either that or William's ego was so big that he would not allow anybody to tell him otherwise. They should have canceled. They could have used Ukraine as an excuse to cancel that tour. Harry probably knew what was coming, so the tabloids tried to guilt him into being there. They weren't prepared for the optics Andrew presented. Persephone's, that is so true, by the way. That is so, so true. They were not prepared for that. Hey, Ronnie Vanna, happy Saturday to you. Went to school with King Tut. I don't know why I had to give that a second look. Transferred into her account. Okay, let's finally get to that end. Let's talk about the money thing. So this guy, Fixer's opulent home is owned by Queen. Apparently, he lives in a flat in a very prestigious the very prestigious Mayfair neighborhood. Let me see. It says here, Prestige Mayfair flat is a short stroll from Buckingham Palace. Well, that is kind of irrelevant at this time because I don't think any royals are staying at Buckingham Palace right now. But at the time, I do believe Andrew was maintaining an apartment there. At some point, I think he still maintains an apartment at Buckingham Palace. But Buckingham Palace is the big prize for someone like Andrew who wants to use his position, who wants to use the clout for the clout chasers, who wants to have access to the palace to the queen and to everything else that comes with being a part of that family. Um, it's a good location to be near Buckingham Palace. That way, just like with Maxwell and Spacey, you can go and sit on the Queen's throne. Remember that image? They literally went and sat on the Queen's throne. So it's a good place to be. Footsteps from, I mean, that's the selling point, just footsteps from Buckingham Palace. So, what about this guy? What is it about this guy? Um, First of all, let me do oh, Diane Hawkins. Where are you? Hi, Diane Hawkins. I haven't seen you here for a while. PA and Billy don't mind throwing Gangster under the bus and blame her for being nearly indicted. Uh, what's that? Bringing nearly indicted son out of the out in public. Well, yeah, they. I've said that so many times. They seem to um, and did I hear I listen to Celebrity all the time. I'm trying to remember if I heard them say that some or who was it that said sometime and I've said it before myself for that matter. Sometimes she's the all-knowing, all-seeing, and then other times she's so frail and subject to coercion. You keep hearing that about her. Like when Charles somehow tricked her into um allegedly tricked her into making that statement about Camilla being a future queen consort. Camilla was supposed to be a princess consort. She was never supposed to have the title queen anywhere associated with her name because there would be like some shadow over that caused by Princess Diana's untimely and some would say very deliberate death. um, they said that she would never be known as a queen consort. But somehow, all of a sudden, the queen was sitting there at her red box, and that document found its way into her box. I don't know how that happened. Charles, Charles. But somehow there was a document that found its way into Charles in her box when she thought she saw Philip. Philip, I know I saw Philip. Is that Philip? And of course, they said, no, Mom, that is actually a portrait. No, that is Philip. Philip. So, during one of those times when she thought she saw Philip, somehow the document ended up in her red box. And next thing you know, she is the future queen consort. Cut, print, edit. So I'm just saying, I believe that's the way it happened. Somebody, Charles, slipped that paper in there and she signed it. And next thing you know, it went to the press. So Sean's has submitted another super chat. Okay, let's think about it. Look at Camilla. How long do you think she's going to be queen? Oh, honestly, Sean, I haven't thought about it that much. I mean, yeah, she looks older than the queen, which is, yeah, she looks older than the queen, but that doesn't mean that she ain't. I mean, there may be some snow on the roof, but believe me, there is a fire in that furnace that won't burn out easily. I mean, this is a tough old broad. I think she'll outlive all of us, honestly. Okay, Philip, Philip. Uh, Yes, Philip was never king. Philip had to renounce his titles as the king of or future king of Greece. And Philip, there was a lot of agreements when they got married. This is true. And he had to renounce his titles. And the reason why they use the term consort, I think, is so that there's never any confusion about who is the absolute sovereign. I think that's the reason why they use consort. And I think the other reason that they would use it is if the person is not born of royal blood. But stick a pin in that one because I'm not sure. Okay, so let's move on. This guy, 750,000 pounds from fraudster was to fund Beatrice's wedding. Okay, there's one thing that is a constant with those Yorks. They never seem to have enough money. They never seem to have enough money. How is it Philip died with 30 million pounds in the bank? And somehow the Yorks are always hungry. They're always cash strapped, as they say. They're penniless, pinched. They never have enough money. Why? They did not see this coming. Queen Consort let them write about this. Thank you, Sonia Johnson. Let me get to some of your comments because I'm like way behind. I think it was the opposite. She was never going to be Princess of Wales, but she was always slated to be Queen Consort. That was my understanding. What is that? Netheta Pray? I thought that Charles promised that the title of princess consort would be used. See, Charles made a lot of promises about Camilla just to get the public to accept her. And the way I understood it was that the princess consort would be used instead of Now, technically, yes, she would be the queen consort. Just like technically right now, she is the Princess of Wales. But how come we don't call her the Princess of Wales? The reason why we don't call her that is because it would be rather strange to refer to her as a Princess of Wales, considering how Princess Diana was treated. So, this is why technically she is the Princess of Wales, but we don't call her that because of Diana. So, technically, she would be the queen consort, but she would have been referred to as a princess consort, so not to rile up the feathers of people who have not forgotten about the fact that Diana is likely no longer here, allegedly, possibly, and most likely because of him and her. That okay? That's my understanding of it. Technically, she is the Princess of Wales as we speak. Okay, did I get that? Agreed to Queen Consort, so Charles would agree to pay the settlement for her favorite. Hmm, I don't know. Let's see, Sean. You say that's not snow. That's that's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Okay. And Iris, you say, I am that was the most ugly wedding gown. Oh, okay. Well, that wedding gown that she wore, that was actually a reimagined version of Queen Elizabeth's QE2's gown. I forgot the occasion that she wore that off white gown, but they added the puffy sleeves because it needed to have certain modesty because it's considered impolite to go into a wedding for the royal family to go to a wedding with their shoulders or anybody else. I mean, really is kind of polite to cover your shoulders. You really shouldn't go into church with bare shoulders. But so that's why they added the puffy sleeves and they sized it up a bit so that she could wear it. And it was a way for her to honor her grandmother. But I agree with you. It is a mid-century disaster. It wasn't cute then, and it looks even worse now. Okay, so Geraldine White, you say the Queen, like everyone else, will be bowing down before God to give an account of her R word and greedy life. God does not play favorites. Remember, these are ordinary people in the sight of God. Amen, amen, and amen to that. So, yes, Fergie's in debt as well. If the money was for Beatrice's wedding, did they break the rules by having more than 10 people? Yeah, well, they didn't allow people to actually see the wedding. If you remember, Eugenie's wedding was designed to rival the Sussexes, But the you know their wedding was kind of a hidden affair because they didn't want people to have to see her father um you know acting like a normal royal. At that point he was supposed to be in the woodshed, so no big public displays. Let me drink some water. Excuse me. All right, good to go. So okay, let me and I do apologize to my friends from the UK. I'm not doing this to hurt anybody's feelings, but as part of my outrage, if you notice, take a look at these screen grabs that I have. Um, there was a pensioner who tripped on the pavement and was left moaning in agony for 10 hours while churchgoer 93 was suspected with suspected broken hip was left crumpled on the floor for 14 uh as service hit well, anyway, this person was injured and left laying on the ground somewhere because there is a shortage of workers in the emergency services. If you look at the next one there in the middle, it says Britain is weeks away from running out of eggs. Farmers warn of looming shortages due to never before seen rise in cost of chicken feed, fuel, and livestock caused by the war in Ukraine. Okay? And then let's go to the next one. Again, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just doing this to make a point. I'll get to it. The fuel prices. Some people are barely able to heat their homes. And the media, instead of going after the government over there, they seem to be preoccupied with the government over here. Now, I'm just going to tell you, we just as fat as ever in the United States. We ain't lacking nothing. There are no bare or empty shelves. Even though the Orange Menace tried to make this point that you can't find anything, and for some reason that dum dum cited the fact that you can't buy jewelry from Tiffany's or whatever. It was weird. But if you saw that on Jimmy Kimmel, then you know what I'm talking about. We're not short of anything over here. As a matter of fact, we have had the highest surge of jobs increases in the history of the country. I mean, meaning that we were at rock bottom and now it's back. Unemployment is like 4%. People are fat, full, the shelves are full. But yet every day, the tabloid medias, they're targeting the vice president of the United States, a woman of color. They're targeting the president of the United States. They're targeting anybody who they consider woke or left wing. There is so much going on over there that needs their attention. So, along with targeting the United States government and anybody they consider left, they're also targeting the Sussexes. My point is, I don't know where they find the time to do that and why they think that that's more important than the things that are going on over there. And I'm just very frustrated by it. I'm just being very, very, very serious about this. It doesn't make sense that every day the president that I voted for, proudly voted for, is under constant attack by the tabloid British media. At some point, there's going to be a price to be paid for this. I don't know what, when, where, or how, but there's going to be a price to be paid for this because it defies logic. There's too much going on over there for them to worry about what's happening here. But yet every day Lord Nappyhead's paper, um, what's his name, Murdoch's media, and so on and so forth. They are preoccupied with the United States. It defies logic. Worry about your own business. There's plenty of things going on over there that I keep up with day after day, but we almost don't hear about it here in the United States, except for the tabloid media is coming after us again and again. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not blaming the British people, but This is what they need to talk about. Leave us alone. Keep my president's name out your you know what mouth. Keep my president's name out your you know what mouth. And man your business. Okay? Mind your business. Leave my president alone. Again, I'm not going after um, the people. I'm talking about the tabloid media. There's stuff going on over there. Why are they so preoccupied? I would take 10 Joe Bidens over the Orange Menace. I don't care if his son has a computer out there with all kind of stuff on it. I don't care if they got some money from here, there, or anywhere. I don't care. I really don't care. That doesn't concern me. That the Orange Menace is not there any longer. That's all that I care about when I wake up in the morning. I don't care about that. And so tabloid media, if you all can hear me, tabloid media, mind your business. Keep my president's name out your effing mouth. We ain't bothering you. So don't bother us. Anyway, I'm sorry, you all. I just had to get that out of my system. I am very, very frustrated by that. I'm very frustrated by that. Every day, Sleepy Joe, Crazy Joe, something Joe, this and that Joe. And then they're messing with Kamala. And then they're messing with Hillary. And y'all know how I am about Hillary. I love me some Hillary Clinton. I never pretend otherwise. No, she's not perfect. But me and Hill, we go back just like cornrows. So leave Hillary Clinton alone. But every day it's one thing after the other. You would think that everything was just perfect. Everything was just perfect. So let's turn our sights to the US because everything is going wrong over there. Honestly, most of us have never had it so good. The real crisis is right there on the island. That's what they need to focus on. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, if you knew what I paid for fuel, you'd be like, ugh, I didn't. It's almost like they're giving it away. This is true, and I'm not saying that to hurt anybody's feelings, but it's true. So yeah, yeah, gaslighting the British public, and they always fall for it. The British public needs to speak up. That's my point. That is my point. It's just one distraction after another. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, if you're going to be poor, the best place in the world to be poor is in the United States. Well, actually, it's pretty good to be poor in the UK too. They get lots of benefits. That's why a lot of the people that are leaving from war torn areas, they don't even want to stop in France. They don't want to be in Italy. They're trying to make their way to the UK. I mean, let's face it, they have it pretty good there when it comes to benefits. But still, there is a fuel crisis, and there's a truck or lorry crisis, shipping crisis. The ferry boats are down. Why are they so preoccupied with the United States? I don't get that. Leave us alone. We're okay. I mean, in spite of everything, we're doing okay. I promise you, we are. Um, yeah, it's cool. Worry about hold your government more accountable is what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, it may not be my place to say this, but I'm just like exhausted with it. Every day, it's like something else. I don't get it. What I mean, I know they're probably trying to um ruin things for the Democrats, but let me tell you something. Yes, the Democrats, which I usually vote Democrat, the Democrats will probably have trouble holding the two houses of Congress, but the Republicans will have to really do some clever stuff if they ever expect to see that White House again, because the numbers are not on their side. The numbers are not on their side for the presidency. So I'm just saying that is not really in their favor. I don't care. I mean, Trump should have won that election. He should have won, but he's such a grifter. Now, this, I saw this today. This was what someone put on Twitter. This was supposed to be like a play on people looking at their fuel bills and considering whether or not they could buy food. I mean, this is how someone on Twitter depicted the UK. And yet, every day, the United States have these tabloids trying to disparage what's happening over here when people over there are in real trouble. I just, it defies logic. It really, really defies logic. Worry about what's going on over there. Worry about over there. The Republicans are bullies just like the British tabloids. Yeah. I mean, there's a right wing movement in the Western world, right? Marie Le Pen. There's quite a few politicians. Look at the politician in Brazil, Bolsonaro. He's like, I mean, every place you turn, there's the Brazilian Trump. There's the Bojo, the British Trump. There's a Trump everywhere. Someone who is very nationalistic, who wants to turn the clock back to the 1950s for everybody, a time and a place when people like me knew their place, who wasn't asking for too much, who probably couldn't vote in certain places. That is what they really want. So I'm sorry, you guys, to push this out there like that, but I was just frustrated and I wanted to get it off my chest. I hope I didn't offend anybody from the UK. Again, I'm not blaming anybody from the British government. I mean, the British people. Is the tabloid media that I'm frustrated with. That gets me. That Canada and Australia, if they want to visit the UK, they do not need a visa. But the Black Commonwealth, Jamaica, Barbados, yes, I did know that. If you're from Canada, you can fly straight there. If you're from Australia, you can fly straight there. But as the Queen is head of state of all these Commonwealth countries and the head of the Commonwealth, there's nothing very common about your rights to access Britain. Is really based on skin tone. It's just like, before, say what you will about the Democrats, but before, I want to say, when did that change? It was a long time that people of color, especially Haitians and such, could not just come to the United States, could not immigrate, could not seek citizenship in the United States. And it was all based on skin tone. But if you were from, oh, I don't know, Poland or something like that, it was so much easier for you to just immigrate over here. But from certain places, not so easy. So yeah, it there's a lot of that. Okay, so let's move on to the next set of slides, shall we? So take a look at this. Take a look at this. Uh, the Sun says Prince Philip's service was tinged by a note of regret, the absence of Prince Harry. Well, okay, maybe Prince Harry wasn't there, but let me just say this. Guess who was there? Yay, Prince Harry may not have been there, but look who was there, right? The Express says Prince Harry would be a distraction at Prince Philip's memorial. Now they took a poll, right? But guess who the distraction was? Ta-da! That's a distraction. That's your distraction right there. Not Prince Harry. Why? Because Prince Harry was smart enough to stay home. Okay? Let's get to the next one. British public disappointed Prince Harry hadn't attended um, Prince Philip's service. But you know who was there, right? Guess who was there? He was there. So yeah, maybe maybe Prince Harry, maybe Prince Harry didn't show up. But it's not like you were really it's not like you lost Prince Harry. What you gained was this buffoon. This is what you may have lost Harry, but you gained an Andrew. So why even trip about it? It's not Oh. You know what I mean? Maybe, just maybe, even though Harry wasn't there, look at what you got in exchange. I mean, you got this hunk of loving. Who cares if Harry wasn't there? You got this chinless wonder. Why worry about Harry? You got Andrew. He's older, wiser. Well, he's older. So why worry about Harry? I don't get it. You got Andrew. He was able to walk Mummy down the aisle. Give me a break. Oh boy. Of course, the son regrets not having Harry there to photograph and talk about. They had a full of that Andy Bear front and center to look at. That's right. They had an Andy Bear. They didn't need Harry. Harry You know what? I wish that if oh, I don't wish that they were there, but if the Sussexes had gone, I wish they would have sat with the rest of the people at the church and not with the family. If they ever go back to the Abbey, I hope they never sit with the rest of that family. Please don't ever sit with them. Sit with the rest of the people. The only ones regretting Harry's absence were the people who want to make money off of him or want to use him as a scapegoat. Harry already paid his respects at the funeral his grandfather wanted. That's right, because Philip did not, and thanks for reminding me, Philip did not want this service. Philip said, just throw me on the back of a Range Rover and dropped me in the basement at the St. George Chapel. That's all he wanted. He did not want a huge ceremony. And I can't help but think that it was the tabloids that pushed for this ceremony, especially after the disaster that has been the royal family since the Sussexes left. I can't help but think that it was the tabloids that wanted this so that they could make money. My personal opinion is that only Harry moving away from the royal family physically, but he is also slowly but surely pulling away mentally too. Sheila Watson, that is brilliant. You're absolutely right about that. Thank you. The Chambridges and the rest of their unroyal kin all made their kids show up too, plenty to see, but no red haired, cute Montecito kinship. So boo hoo. Thank you, Diane Hawkins. Okay. So, but Harry didn't have nothing in common with the man in with the man in the family. Everybody there at alleged had a Latin mistress there. Harry Meghan didn't have nothing in common with them. Very true. Okay, next. Next. There we go. Oh, I got to get rid of this, don't I? I love that picture. You guys know I love that picture. And then of course, Access Hollywood, which is a um Access Hollywood is nothing but an insurgent for the British tabloid media. They are all part of the same tribe. Prince Harry did not make it to his grandfather's Prince Philip's memorial service on Tuesday, and the royal family are reportedly disappointed that he didn't attend. You know what? I'm not going to say anything about that. Not a word. Not a word. Oh, you know what? By the way, let's not talk about that just yet. Let's go back to one thing that I kind of skipped over that I was supposed to talk about, and that was this guy. Sorry about that. Um, I am going to look to where is it? Oh, okay. I'm going to look to the Guardian for this one, shall we? Let me take a sip of water. So, Prince Andrew's aide said disputed 750,000 K 50,000 pound payment was for daughter's wedding. Report following Turkish millionaire claims in high court that her financial advisor said cash was to help with passport application. Of course, that is alleged that there was supposed to be help for a passport, and that's what the $750,000 from this wealthy man was for, right? One of the Duke of York's senior aides told bankers that a now disputed cash payment to the prince was for his daughter, Princess Beatrice's wedding. It has been reported in 2019, Andrew received £750,000 from Nabahat Isbilin, a Turkish millionaire and wife of former leading politician who has claimed in the High Court that she was told by her financial advisor, Shelman Turk, to pay the sum to the prince in return for assistance with a passport application. It was later claimed in court documents that this was a false representation. Isbilin is now suing Turk in the High Court alleging that he defrauded her. Andrew offered no explanation on Friday as to why the money originally entered his bank account and, and why he paid it back in full after being approached by Isbelin's lawyers 16 months after it was received. Now that is a mystery. The Daily Mail, it says here in the Guardian. It says the Daily Mail obtained a transcript of a phone call on November 14th, 2019, between Andrew's former aide, Amanda Tursk, and the banker acting for Isbelin. In the call, the banker queried the purpose of the £750,000 transfer from Isbelin's account to the Duke's personal account at Coots, which is a bank, I believe. And Thirsk, who was a senior member of the royal household at the time, but no longer works there, said, "It's a gift for the wedding, a wedding gift." Responding to the latest reports, a spokesperson for Andrew said that they could not comment while legal proceedings were ongoing. So there you have it. It was a wedding gift. It was a wedding gift. Um, I guess there's nothing to look at, folks, huh? For help with a passport. Boy, I tell you, that just blows cash for honors right out of the water, doesn't it? And so while all of this was going on, the morning of the visit to Westminster, they sent this guy, what was his name? Arthur Edwards. They sent him out along with other people. I mean, the whole build up to the occasion was to try to make Harry front and center to the entire caper, right? Remember that? Harry was supposed to be front and center. His conspicuous absence was supposed to be the talking point of the day. But once Andrew ruined that by showing up with his mother, then all of a sudden the talking point was no longer Harry. The talking point was this. This was the talking point. Why was Andrew front and center? Inquiring minds want to know. Duh, I don't know. Because he somehow coerced his mother into allowing him to be there? I really don't know, but somehow, after, much coercion, somehow he got his wish. He was there front and center, sitting next to his brother Edwina, his non-binary brother. I'm just kidding. He hasn't called himself non-binary. I'm just being messy. Um, I'm just being messy when I say non-binary. To date, let me just say Prince Edward has never considered himself non-binary. I'm just saying that because of his love of the couture maxi coats. That is just my opinion. I noticed him showing a little leg and being a little flirtatious with the rather odd looking. And now, thanks to Sean, I have noticed the heel of the shoe he's wearing platforms, it appears. So, because of his love of a military maxi and a little flirtatious leg, and thanks to Sean, I have noticed those platform heels. I have decided to call him non binary, but that is my interpretation, not his or hers or they or them. Not his, her, they, or them, not he, she, we. That is my interpretation. That is my interpretation. Yes, he looks very fierce. He looks fierce, girl. He looks fierce. But let me see. There was an additional £325,000 paid in installments to Andrew, £225,000 paid to Fergie, and £25,000 to Beatrice for Fergie's 60th birthday party. Yeah. Let's just say this is the tip of the iceberg. As a matter of fact, the story here goes on to mention that on Friday, it emerged that Beatrice's mother and Andrew's ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, who also received payments of at least £225,000 from Turk via Alphabet Capital, said to be in connection with payment she was owed for her work with a solar power company. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Uh-uh. You mean to tell me you mean to tell me that there is more than one scientist in the family? Because I know that there is a mental health scientist, doctor, and of course I'm speaking of uh let me see, where is she at here? Where is she at? I'm about to get a little messy. I am speaking of Dr. Joyce Jazz Hands, one of the most critical thinkers of our time. So I know that there's someone who's good with, figuring out the human brain development, Dr. Joyce Jazz Hands. But I had no idea that the Duchess of York was also a scientist of sorts that could help out with the solar energy sector. So it just goes to show It just goes to show I have really underestimated that family. I had no idea that it says it emerged that Beatrice's mother and Andrew's ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, received £225,000 from Turk via Alphabet Capital, said to be in connection with payment she was owed for her work with solar power company. What the hell does she have to do with solar power? Wow, that's deep. That is so deep. Anyway, Ferguson's spokesman said the Duchess was completely unaware of allegations that have since emerged against Mr. Turk. She is naturally concerned by what has been alleged against him. She's naturally concerned. You know what, y'all? I just can't do it. I can't do this today. I can't. I cannot do this. I mean, look at poor, which one is that? Is that Beatrice? Look at poor Beatrice. I mean, she all looking around the corner, wondering if they didn't, if anybody noticed, and look at her father just lurking in the shadows. I mean, that whole family is just, I don't blame the girls because they didn't ask for this, but when you got eyes like that, the last thing you should do is to be trying to hide somewhere. But let me see. Solar power is a dumb business venture in a land where the sun only shines. Yes, Diane Hawkins. Yes, yes. They only get a couple of days of sunshine. Oh, yeah. I heard that she's kind of took him away from somebody, and that he has a child from with another woman. I don't know if they were ever married, but he already had a child before the wedding. Oh yeah, she got herself a nice little Italian lover, now husband. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there. I told you that today was going to get just a little messy. Well, Sarah Toe Suck Ferguson. That is supposed to be her banker. I tell you, with bankers like that, um, I thought bankers are supposed to just give you a calendar. What happened to getting that annual calendar from your bank? Um, wasn't it enough just to give her a calendar? Did you have to stick a toe in your mouth too? Uh, you know what? Next time I go to the bank, I'm just going to take my shoe off. I'm going to take my shoe off and I'm going to put this old crusty foot of mine up on the desk so that the banker can suck on my toe, because that is supposed to be her financial advisor or bank something. So apparently I got it wrong. Instead of getting a calendar, I'm supposed to put my foot up on the desk. How did I get that so wrong? I told y'all I'm not that bright. I got it wrong. When you go to the bank, you're supposed to kick off your shoe and put your foot up on the desk and let them have at it. Of course, I would have to go to a desk because I don't think I can get my leg up high enough at the window. So I'll go into the bank manager's office and I'm going to put my foot up on the desk and wait for them to have at my toe. Take liberties with my toe because that's how we doing it, right? Oh, naturally, she's concerned. She's not even naturally a redhead anymore. How can she be naturally concerned? So, po baby. Beatrice is either laughing like crazy because her father did as he promised, show up for the service, or she is overwhelmed with grief. I still think she's laughing. But you know how they say laughing to keep from crying? I think that she is so amused that her father somehow managed to beat the odds and show up at the service with the queen seated up front and center. I think she just got so tickled by that she can't hardly hold her composure. So that's just my opinion. Well, Mandy, I'm so glad I can keep you company today. I have quite a few theories about the firm, and I'm just sharing them and expressing a bit of the frustrations that I am feeling. Why those large sums of money keep moving between bank accounts? Beatrice borrowed the Queen's dress. This was during lockdown time. There was no bills for this couple. Very shady. I would say so too. I'm getting that feeling too. I'm getting the feeling that not all is what it appears to be. Beatrice's Italian prince husband couldn't pay for her ma's birthday party. How much does Ronald McDonald get these days? I don't know. I don't know. It's all very, very weird, I think. I mean, okay, it's one thing that they're always perpetually broke. But I don't get this desire for so much money considering Prince Philip managed to squirrel away some three, no, I'm sorry, 300, I'm not 300, 30 million pounds in his lifetime. Now, if Philip, with his various interests, including the possibility that maybe he has some extended family that the world doesn't know about, if that is the case, if Philip has been able to maintain possibly more than one household, how is it the Yorks can't even seem to maintain one household? I mean, he was a working royal. He's the queen's son. I just can't wrap my brain around the fact that the Yorks are perpetually broke. How is that possible? How is it they're always broke? They never seem to have enough money. You're not paying a light bill. You're not paying for maid service. You're not paying for anything. You have a choice of why do you need to buy another house when your mommy's got what, 10, 12 different properties at your disposal? Make it make sense. How are they always broke? I don't know. And that's why it seems so shady. Is that they are perpetually broke and but then again I asked the same question. How is it Philip had 30 million pounds by the time he died? What would he spend money on? Well, I mean, I'm guessing what he spends money on, but seriously, what is your expenses when your wife is literally, her face is on the money? You know, when Harry would go to the store to buy something, um, he would literally have to say, "How many grannies does that cost?" Because his mother is on the money, you know? That'll be 20 grannies. How much is it? 10 grannies, you know? So this family and money, I don't understand how they run short. That is something that has always puzzled me. Is how are they short of cash, seeing that they literally have the keys to the kingdom? So make that make sense. I'm going to look at your comments in just a second because maybe you can shed some light on things that I am just completely ignorant of. Let me see. I'm coming, you guys. Give me just a second here. Okay, okay, here I am. Sorry, I was trying to find something, couldn't find it. So I'm back to your comments. They are broke because the money is being controlled by two people, the Queen and Charles. That's how they control everyone in that family and how they try to control Harry and Meghan. Yep, thank you for that. And oh, Karen, you are a member. Thank you so much. I've read the full article about neighbor gave me the fail, and the court is saying is taking it further as none of the statements make sense. The 12 million pounds plus 250,000 pounds, Bentley now 750. Yes, he got a new Bentley. Somehow, doing all of this, he managed to get that new Bentley. Um, yeah, Andrew's got that new Bentley. I forgot about the Bentley. See, we're getting somewhere. Boy, I tell you, one thing about the squatties, we always bring receipts. Never leave home without receipts. I think Beatrice was crying because it just sunk in the money troubles. It just sunk in the money troubles were going to hit the papers. Um, no cousin Harry there to distract. Broke Italian Prince hubby didn't realize he actually married trash. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Let me see. April 15th is my birthday, and it's also tax day. Yes, April 15th was when I dug in and started the Royal Sussex. It is literally when I dug in and actually started working daily and consistent uploads. The royal family, or rather the taxpayers, paid for uh Kate dress and the whole wedding, but Meghan paid for her wedding dress and her after wedding dress. That is why they had nothing to say about it. I get that. Let's go to the next slide, shall we? Let us not forget that the woman that has more surface area on one single human face than anybody else I know, a face as long as the great heads of Easter Island, um, Camilla Tominey, was photographed with him. And I have no other reason to say that except I'm just being shady. Also, there it is, the shame of thrones. This is what being footsteps from Buckingham Palace can afford you. You can just go over there and sit on the throne anytime you choose, even though you're not supposed to be there, not supposed to be in the room. Nobody is supposed to sit on those chairs, but yet somehow they managed to just stroll in there. And why did that happen? Because they were able to gain access from the Queen's own son. Charles Charles is just distraught by this entire um, thing. Charles has long since they were kids. Charles has never really wanted to bother with his little brother. He never actually utilized the two princesses, Beatrice and Eugenie. Charles wanted to slim down the monarchy. There has been no direct interpretation of what that means. We are only to infer that he wants to limit the family to just a handful of working royals. He wants to deny his grandchildren of African descent any type of titles. Well, the titles of prince and princess. It has lots of interpretations. But one thing that it does mean is that he wants to make sure that his emotional support, Camilla, is known as Queen Consort. That is part of the slim down monarchy. Okay. Black Queen, happy birthday to you and your daughter Early. Oh, happy birthday, Black Queen. I didn't know you had a birthday. When is it? Today? Tomorrow? Uh, did Charles make it rain on the only one shoulder? Oh, I'm just noticing the photo too. Okay. Okay. So, 1 second, you guys. So, I'm going to tell you something. No matter what Prince Harry has been accused of by the family or by the tabloids, one thing is for sure: there is a Republican movement in Narnia, and those Republicans constantly say that they want to end the monarchy. They say abolish the monarchy. You will find posters for this guy. You will find posters for Charles. You'll find posters with William. You'll even find posters with the Queen. But you never see anybody put up any posters because of that. I'm sorry, you never see any posters with the Sussexes because they were wise enough to get the Frappuccino out of there. They are living in leak free Montecito. They are in sunny California, away from the disaster called the royal family. And even though they would do anything to get them back there to use them as scapegoats, again, it is not working. Why? Because Andrew was front and center at Philip's whatever service. Queen will let Prince Andrew keep senior guard role. Now, this is an old story. It took a lot of pressure before Andrew actually gave up. He returned or suspended those titles. The Queen didn't take anything away. She didn't take it away. He relinquished the titles. And the way it was worded, trust me when I say this, the way it was worded means that if he can ever recover from the position that he's in, if he can ever reform his reputation, he will expect to use those titles again, but probably only while his mother is alive. But once his mother is gone, then chances are he will probably lose the rights to those titles. But he relinquished the titles. They were not taken from him. He relinquished those titles. They were returned to the Queen. He literally stepped back from the titles. He did not have anything stripped from him. I don't believe there was anything taken from him. He voluntarily stepped back. Okay? There's a big difference between the two. What he did was voluntary. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost done. Got just a couple more slides. Charles and William won't tolerate Andrew taking center stage again, and he won't play any kind of role in Jubilee, experts claim. You know what I say? Wait and see. Wait and see. He wasn't supposed to be front and center at Westminster Abbey, but he was. Okay. Oh, did I do this one? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I missed a slide. Okay, so there you have it. There's Edwina leaning away from his brother, just like someone in the shadow of a huge tree that is diseased and ready to topple over. Non-binary Prince Edwina, they, thou, whatever, is leaning away from his brother. Okay. Now, the other thing, and I'm just being shady when I say this, there's no point of this at all, but I think that something is contagious and the other one has caught it. Have you noticed that? Before the wedding, there wasn't that deer in the headlight look. Obviously, that is contagious because now they are. I'm sorry, let me stop. There's no point to this. There's no point to this whatsoever. I'm just being totally shady. And it's just when I see that photo, I always get so tickled when I see it. That's it. I'm just being total shade with this. She ain't done nothing to me. I don't dislike her. I think that she's okay. Um okay, we talked about that. Now, when their mother, the Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, the last time she was on Oprah, she was crying, saying that she was crying, saying that she thought that if she had been able to be closer to the family, if she would have been able to go to the Cambridge's wedding, that perhaps she would have been there to help them avoid, disasters like those hats. Now, let me say in fairness, the York sisters were able to auction those hats. They thought it was very amusing that people were so fascinated with their hats and that they became a bit of a social media sensation. So they anyway, but there were some people who were rather cruel because slender um, Kate came into the family and someone decided to take liberties with the York sisters. I don't approve of this. I thought it was very unkind to depict them as the evil stepsisters because they're not evil. They are loving, sweet, gentle kids. However, yes, thank you, fascinators. However, there was something about this meme that literally knocks me out my chair. I thought that was hilarious. And so, because I'm being a little shady today, I thought I would share it with you again. Oh, you remember those? I told you I was just in the mood to be a little shady today because I'm a bit frustrated with these tabloids trying to conflate Prince Harry's conspicuous absence with any type of resemblance to Andrew's sordid life. Um, by the way, that's the royal princess holding that frozen yogurt. That is a royal princess. That is the queen's granddaughter. That's the queen's granddaughter holding that frozen yogurt. Did y'all know that? Anybody walking down the street would immediately assume that that is a royal princess, wouldn't they? I mean, I wouldn't mistake her as just a typical Londoner. Surely my eyes would immediately say, you know what? That is a royal princess on the corner, right? That's what I'm thinking. Uh, so there you have it. Fergie sells Andy for 500K. Do you guys remember that when they had a fake sheik, someone posing as a sheik from the Middle East, someplace, and poor Fergie was caught on camera selling access to Andrew. Now, I really felt bad because poor Fergie was probably not of her own mind when that happened. She was all out of sorts and everything. And so she tearfully told Oprah Winfrey how bad she felt in that moment and how, it was a disaster. And really, I like Sarah. I think she's a lot of fun. I think she's a very warm person, probably too nice to be in that family. But she just married a guy that is a bit of a grifter. He is a royal grifter. And out of deference to the queen, to show more respect for the queen, Fergie decided that she would curtsy in a way that I can't even tell which is the left or the right leg because she has curtsied so deep. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is who's going to help her up. I mean, we know you can get down, but I wonder how they got her back up. I could just imagine her um, being carried into a room somewhere where they had to try to find someone to unknot those legs because she anyway, the camera never really showed her stand up again. So I'm imagining she may have been stuck in that position for several days. They probably they probably had to use olive oil or something to unknot those legs. I mean, she was so regretful of the fact that she has embarrassed that family, that she went in for the mother of all curtsies and probably was unable to come up. So, I told you I was feeling a little messy today. Just a mite messy because I was a bit frustrated and sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick! I was sick of it. Let me see. Rants and blames them for every debacle from the royal family scorn at Harry rejecting her friend as English Rose daughter, Cressida. Yeah. Okay, so next. And there they are cosplaying, trying to be the fairy princesses. I don't know if anybody told them this, but you are princesses. You are princesses. You don't have to cosplay. You really are royal princesses. So it was a curious look. I tell you, that family. Okay, there. And then of course there was this. This is another thing. I don't really need to share this, but because I'm feeling a little shady, remember he was trying to peek out the door and he was making sure. I mean, I could just imagine him. He's so stupid. Is the coast clear? Look at him. He waving that little fat slimy hand out the door. Is the coast clear? I know that this doesn't look like much, but I just thought this was the funniest thing. I mean, somebody that dumb trying to be slick. What you trying to be slick for? So that's why they always say Sussex squad with receipts. You have the tabloid press, but you have the Sussex squad with receipts. One of the squaddies put this together, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I am willing to wager you that even though he's looking up, I mean, the RAF was not passing over the balcony. You know why he's looking up? Because he probably got his hand in somebody's purse, allegedly. I'm just saying. It seems like it just appears that he may have his hand in Gangsta Gan's purse. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so on to this one. Let me see. Uh-oh, let me see. Where is it? Uh-oh. Okay. That one. That one. Hold on a second. I think I got another set of slides. Yeah, I think I have another set of slides. Okay, let me see. I was sure I did. If not, then I just have to do it tomorrow. 953 people in the live stream. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Huh. Well, let's see. One, two. I thought I had more slides than this, and I'm not seeing the others. That is curious. There should be more to this. Wow, that's a trip. Okay. Did we? Oh, there it is. I knew I had other slides. So, because I am in a strange mood today, Kate's new go to label, how designer Alexandra Rich, who inspired by polite rebels like Princess Diana, has become a firm favorite after the Duchess wore her twice in a week. Duchess of Cambridge 40 loves high end label Alexandra Rich. She has worn the London based brand twice in the last week alone. Designer Alexandra is inspired by polite rebels of history like Diana. Okay, so she's inspired by people like Diana. Well, you know, Diana, when she says Diana, she's not talking about Princess Diana, couture. She's talking about Princess Diana, you know, recently married to Charles, the very puffy sleeves and stuff. So, anyway, I saw this article, and that's what made me think about this. Woman 25 who's obsessed with World War II rebels, I'm sorry, reveals she stopped wearing modern clothes and admits she spent more than $10,000 on her 1940s wardrobe from thrift store. Well, she's not the only one who's obsessed with old clothes. Look at Kate. I was wondering who in the world made the Jolly Green Giant dress, right? I couldn't figure out who made this dress. It was Alexandra Rich. Alexandra Rich was the one that designed these clothes. Now, as I watched Celebrity today, they said that she tends to dress like the daughter wife. In other words, Kate's palette has slowly shifted to a more, how do I put it, kind of Amish, kind of, um, you know, kind of Amish, kind of Mennonite, kind of like a Mennonite type of clothing. Okay. Kind of like those people that you see at the Amtrak station wearing the bonnets. I mean, for goodness sake, she's even wearing the bonnet. And that's who's responsible. Now we know, now we are, yes, sister wife. That's right, sister wife. Thank you. The sister wife couture. That is who is responsible for this very torsoed look is Alexandra Rich. That is where she's getting this from. It is back to the 1940s. Okay, so that's it. I just wanted to put that out there. Now we know where the clothes are coming from. So as I have said too often, um, my little tagline. Let me set it up here. The calls are coming from inside the house. Well, the sister wife clothes are coming from Alexandra Rich. She's doing this on purpose. Yes, and she's paying good money. Let me see. What is that? Somebody said Pilgrim. It is a crime. Arrest that woman. A crime against fashion. Absolutely. Yeah. So I was just feeling kind of shady today, and I thought I would share that. So, anyway, you guys, it's been almost 2 hours. Thank you so much for being here. There's been almost 1,000 people here on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening. I wonder if she makes clothes for Angela Levin, huh? I want. Oh. By the way, one more thing. Not to be too shady, but if you guys didn't watch Celebrity today, they're going to be off for 2 weeks. I recommend you watch it. Um, they sometimes say things that other people are thinking, like somebody may have had a few fillers or something. Allegedly, I'm not saying that that is the case, but they are saying that sometimes when a person's grin seems to be a bit one sided, that it may be an issue of fillers. I'm not saying that for sure that that is the case, but I had to think about it. And I'm just like, well, that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot if there was some type of, you know, going on. Not to say that there is per se, but it is a possibility that somebody has been going after the fountain of youth or the syringe of youth. Um, just saying. Oh, you like Celibici too? Oh, I love them. I love them. As a matter of fact, I am going to link them on the community tab just in case. But if you guys haven't seen Celibici, they are a hoot. They are a hoot and a half, and they say things that other people are thinking. So, Yes, and I'm sorry, Tisa Tales has a new video. I watched that. I love the Tisa Tales when she did the body language, right? Okay. Well, okay, that's one thing, Irene, but they also say, and they said that Kelly Ripa supposedly had spoke about that Kelly Ripa had admitted that she had had some stuff done and that she was starting to lose tone on one side because of you know the treatments can sometimes cause things to shift. But who knows? I mean, it's none of our business if that's what she's doing or whatever. But I was just, using that as a little um, thought of the day that maybe there is something going on with that. So yeah, I love Tisa Tales. Have you guys been watching Sharian Sade? Have you guys been watching Sharian Sade? Because I love her. She was away for a little while. Oh, and guess who's back? Henry VIII is back. Henry VIII apologized for not being available, but she said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mention that I was going away for a little while." But yeah, so that's something else that yes, Mo, I love her. I love her. I think she ought to be on television. If anybody, I would think if any of the squatties had a chance to like find themselves on broadcast television, I think Sharian Sade is the one who should be on television because she just has presence, personality. She's very polished, but yet very engaging. So yeah, I would love to see her on television. I think she's awesome. Okay. So with that, let us but yeah, I wonder if does somebody make clothes for where is she? You see what I mean? That looks like something that Kate would wear. That looks like a very Kate outfit. You know what? I can't remember which one is the troll doll and which is Angela. Is that one Angela? No, that one's Angela. I can't tell them apart. I don't know which is which. I'm sorry. I don't know which is which. Yeah. So, again, yeah, well, yes, she is. She is great. Yeah. Okay. I love her. Okay, you guys, let's give love to our faves, the queen of everything, Doria, and our Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana. These are the ladies that made the Sussexes possible. I just think without them that they would have had very different lives. And anyway, that's why I always have to uh, pay love and respect to both of them. Ah, Rosemary's Baby's dress. You're really reaching back with that one. I remember that movie. Boy, that movie scared me. Rosemary's Baby, that's one reason why you ought to be careful when somebody gives you like a smoothie. Make sure it's not from that lady on Rosemary's Baby. Okay, you guys, who wants the last word or thought of the day? Somebody last word or thought of the day. That's not it, Iris. uh, yes, Charlotte Beatrice is married to a bit of a moocher. You're right. Okay. Just beautiful and natural with wrinkles. Um, yes, yes. I guess if you don't have a strong personality, then you would have to find some way to enhance other things if you don't have like a lot of other stuff going for you. So yeah, no doubt that she has become dependent upon trips to a cosmetic treatment, if that is the case, allegedly. I'm listening to them all the time. Love the I watch the video of today. Yes, Tisa Tales is lovely too. Sherry and Sade, very polished. I agree with you, Baron, of everything you said about Sherry and Sade. I just love her. She's wonderful. I I I tell you why she's not on television, I don't know, but I'm just thinking there's really nothing she can't do. She seems to have a very broad uh talent that is just I won't say it. I mean, she's going to go on to bigger and better things. I could just see that. I could see that for her because she's like all around perfect for television and what probably anything else she wants to do. She even has a great voice for narration. I mean, I could literally hear her voice narrating something. That's how good she is. Uh Thank you, Karen, and thank you for being a member, and thank you for being here. Okay, so our last thought of the day is from Gwendolyn Daniels. She says, "Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day and evening." Thank you, Gwendolyn. That is, you have struck just the right note. I love that. Yes, I love Henry VIII too. I love her. Okay, let's get here. Where are we? Where are we? Oh yeah, Ginger Adventure. Cue Ginger. That's a wrap, baby. Wait, what do they say in what is that? New Jack City? Rockabye, baby. Oh man. Okay. There is still 769 people. You all do understand that this is the end of the road for today's live chat. Um, Last call for alcohol. You don't have to go home, but you have to get out of here. Last one off. Turn out the lights. Uh, I mean, I just kind of thought y'all would. Yeah, okay, 7:49. That's it. Y'all gone now. Let me see how many people in here now. It is. What are y'all still doing here? This is the end. This is it. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. Come back tomorrow. Gone now. Do the dishes. Go for a walk. Yes, this is it. Come on now. I'm gonna be the last one out of here today. I am going to be the last one out. Gone. As they say in them old country western movies, now get, now get, now get. I hope I wasn't too shady today. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth Daniels. And I enjoy listening to the live. While cleaning and cleaning house. Yeah, while cleaning house. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, that's cool. I'm glad to help. One thing I love on the weekdays is the idea that I'm just like helping people get through their lunch breaks or keeping them company while they're like in their office or wherever. That is always a very cool thought for me. 5 million views because of you all. 5 million views. I'm just like so why am I still talking? Look at me. But yeah, seriously though, I love waking up the other day and seeing 5 million views. That was just you guys complete me. You had me at 5 million. All right, but for real though, y'all, we gotta go now. I think Duchess of Success is coming up later, so you got that, and Duchess of Impact. Don't forget, Duchess of Impact was on today. So there's a new Duchess of Impact. Miss VSN was on, so yeah, there's that. Okay. All right. All right. Very good, Sharon Lambert. Sharon Lambert says, great podcast, Baron. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend. I concur. I concur. Love you, Baron. You make our day. Oh, thank you. I'm blushing. I'm blushing. I am. And I'm kind of hungry too, so I need to go make a sandwich. But let me see. Diane, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. They're gonna blame Archie with his chick in. They're gonna blame Archie's chick in for the egg shortage. You are so right. That's why they were trying to get Harry over there so that they could actually what do you call it, interrogate him about the egg shortage. I just put that together. You are brilliant, Diane. Thank you for being a member, by the way, but you are brilliant. They are going to blame the egg shortage on Archie's chick in. I got it. Okay, got that. I'm going to write that down and I will be ready to combat that negative assertion when and if it ever comes up. I am going to take them to task for it. Thank you for that. All right. Love you all.